What's going on, guys? Asian Guy here, bringing you a guide and translation to the new game mode on One Piece Treasure Cruise Japan server, which is going by Adventure Mode or Treasure Map, which is the direct translation. Now, the very first thing you're going to want to do is click the button on the very left hand side, as you see me doing here. Now, after you've clicked this button, guys, you will be presented with a bunch of cutscenes, which is pretty cool. If you turn the volume on, you will have some voice acting in there, here and there too, and Nico Robin will take you through a few steps. Now, most of this stuff, don't worry too much about it. I will cover the important stuff in the video. Now, the very top left hand corner, as you saw there, you will have a badge. Now, that badge, if you are bronze, you're in the East Blue. If you're silver, you're in the Grand Line, and I think if you're gold, you're in the New World tier. Now, the New World tier is like the top 30,000 players that will get the most points. The aim of this mode is to get to the New World level, the New World group. So that is the top 30,000 people. Now, the way this was decided beforehand was based on your pirate level, and I think the cutoff point was around pirate level 360. So if you were below that, you would not have been by default put into the very highest ranking. Now, you guys can feel free to play around with the buttons. Some of them will show you what units are boosted up. They're going to change based on the season you're playing. But if you click the big island, you get this white writing and the red writing below. What that red writing says is you can't do any other islands unless you complete this one or you retire. So be sure you want to challenge this island first. So currently we have an hour-long boss battle island, and we also have a crocodile boss battle island. And once you finish both of those, you will unlock the red Strength Mihawk boss battle island. Now, all of these are very easy, so you probably don't need to think too much about the teams you're going to be using. Now, as I said earlier, Nico Robin is going to take you through step by step. Obviously, I'm guessing most of you guys can't read this, so once you get that menu, just click OK to skip all the tedious stuff. You can turn the sound on to listen to the new music and other stuff as well. Now, the red button at the bottom here means you're going to retire and forfeit all your progress on this island, so don't press that button. The middle button will let you take a break from this, so you can go back to normal story mode island or normal extra island mode. So don't worry about thinking, oh no, once I start I'm trapped. You're not. Just click the menu button and then click the middle button and you're A-OK. If you want to change the volume of your game or add voices or turn voices off, the very top button is options, just how it functions normally in the normal game mode. Now, you can look around the map by scrolling with your hands, zooming in and out, but what you should be doing next is tapping the log post, the compass in the bottom right, and then double tapping it again, or basically you tap it again after it starts spinning to make it stop. And depending on what number you get is how many steps you're going to move between each of these spots that you see within the ocean. As you guys can see, I landed on a spot with absolutely nothing, which was pretty tragic for my first attempt. Now, you use 3 stamina every time you spin the compass, and depending on where you land, you will get on a certain spot. Some spots are empty, as the one I have landed on is empty here, but the other spots, one beside me, behind me on the right hand side, would have given me something extra, which kind of sucks for me. So I'm going to spin the compass again, and I land on 4 this time. Now, I have the option to either go forwards or downwards to the right. Now, I zoom out and I see there's both bosses either side. My advice is to always try and challenge as many bosses as you can on the way, as it will help you out later on the very specific ocean or the sea area that you're currently challenging. In this case, we're challenging Arlong's Sea, Arlong's Island area. So try and take out as many mini bosses on the way as you can. They are very easy to do. Now, on this spot, as you saw, I got a 1.5 times HP boost. There are other buffs in here, such as 1.5 times attack boost, 1.5 times recovery boost. I believe I have not seen that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's in there. But there's definitely 1.5 times attack and 1.5 times HP. Now, the team crafting that you want to do, you want to be very careful with it, because for the mini bosses, absolutely fine who you want to do, but right now the content is super easy, and as you can see, some of these units are glowing. My recommendation is to use as many glowing units as possible. If you have got Treasure Map Zoro or Treasure Map Buggy, those two are boosted like a madness. Buggy especially has his stats boosted by 1.5 and his cooldown reduced by like 10 or something stupid like that, maybe 6. But either way, he is pretty much broken for this treasure map season. here in the bottom left hand corner, keep your eyes open, you will see that I will have a times 2.39 multiplier for bonus points. Now this bonus points multiplier will go up the more you win, the more bonus points buffs that you pick up on the way, just like you can get a 1.5 times HP or 1.5 times attack buff. Another buff that you can get is a movement buff, which will not necessarily always be a buff, it will just give you additional movement like +2 or +3 extra spots when you have a movement on your compass. But that aside guys, try and pick as many boosted units as you can, especially right now when it's super easy to pick up points against these super easy bosses. You will see here that this boss stage is very easy. I shouldn't say boss, this is technically a mini boss, and it's very easy. And thank you very much to Karate Andy for subscribing to me on Twitch TV. So say you were to come across Hachi or another mini boss, the chances are it's only going to be 3 stages. I'm pretty sure the mini bosses are mostly 3 stages and very easy. Their stats are very low, HP values are very low, just some of them are tedious. But try and, as I said guys, fit as many boosted units as you can. As you can see here, 62,000 HP because I have the 1.5 times HP buff, which I picked up from an earlier spot in the ocean, and also just the HP boost from the extra boosted stats from the rated up units. So be sure to stack up your team with as many of these units as you can. Now this game mode, it's very fresh, and to go with that freshness, you're gonna have a lot of fresh drops. You will be able to pick up a lot of limit break items here, and also skill books for the boss of the entire area. So now this area technically is like the Mihawk domain, but beforehand you have, of course, you need to defeat Arlong and Mr. Zero or Crocodile. But as you saw there, I got myself a Mihawk skill book. Now along with standard EXP, all your characters that have limit break potential or limit break EXP will also gain EXP at the end of every one of these stages, which is really cool. So you don't always have to feed tons of EXP crystals to characters. Of course, it's more efficient to do that in terms of saving time. And you can see there, I got myself some bonus points. The longer your win streak, the more bonus points you get. So if you retire or you die, that multiplier will go plummeting down. So you really don't want to die on any of these mini boss stages. It's gonna kill you absolutely. But having said that guys, you will get limit break potential or limit break EXP separately after killing mini bosses and boss stages. Now briefly, I just want to go over stamina. Stamina can overflow just like in the normal circumstances of One Piece Treasure Cruise. If you level your pirate level up or you gem, you will overflow stamina. The maximum stamina you can have is 200. No one can go higher than that. As of now, 100 is the maximum stamina everyone has. Every 5 minutes, 1 stamina will recharge. So that's kind of okay. Having said that, guys, you can also refill your stamina if you land on the bento box spot, which is the spot that was behind Chu. If you want to rewind a little bit, you'll see what it looks like. Now, there are other buffs in the game that we don't currently know about, and there are apparently new mechanics when it comes to Mihawk as well, which we're not entirely sure about yet. I will cover that in a separate video when the servers go offline. I mean, go back online, because right now the servers are sadly offline. But I did luckily get some footage in, so this will help out anyone hopefully that hasn't started the game mode yet. Now here, Chu hits me for a surprising amount, to be honest. He hits me for around 17,000. I think that's actually a HP cut he's done there, as opposed to a flat amount of damage, so don't be too threatened by that. Having said that, he's very easy as well, less than 400,000 HP. Try and take down, as I said, as many mini bosses on your way to the final boss rush stage as possible. Now what the boss rush is basically all the mini bosses in this available ocean area. So right now we're in the Arlong ocean area. All the mini bosses here will be available to fight when you reach the final stage. And here you will see me encountering the final boss stage. Now as you can see, all the bosses here are currently available, all the mini bosses, and you can also see Pooh or Poochie, whatever his name is, and Hachi as well, with glooms on them. That means they will start at 50% HP because I already defeated them before getting to Arlong. This is exactly why you want to spend as much time possible trying to beat all these mini bosses beforehand. Obviously on the harder stages this stuff is going to be harder, but that's why the mechanic is here in the first place. You defeat those mini bosses for the boss rush stage, things are going to get easier. Now the very pivotal point I have to make about the boss rush stage is that you can only use the 1 unit per team once. You can use unevolved and evolved units separately. They count as different units, but say I have Legend Lucy, or let's say Colosseum Lucy in this Legend Lucy team. Once I've used him, I cannot use him again in any other team. I can only use one unit and one team only once. I would like to stress that point many times, guys. You can't use the same unit other than unevolved versus evolved units more than once. If you repeat this boss rush and you repeat this Arlong Ocean over and over, you start to get more points because the Arlong Ocean will begin to get more and more difficult. Now, I don't know how difficult it is on repeat as the servers went down beforehand, sadly, but it is still very easy to beat this stage, this boss rush. As you can see, all these characters only belong to this team. I can't use Log Kid, Nekomamushi, Legend Law, Boa, Sandasoni, I believe her name is, and also Conjurer again for this boss rush. So be sure to save your best team till last. In terms of best, it depends on you, whether that's damage or whether that's bonus points. It's all up to you. At the end of the day, everyone's going to get their hands on Mihawk, because trust me, he is not that difficult to get. The problem is max limit breaking him. The new Mihawk, the Strength Mihawk, will go down to, I believe, a 29 turn cooldown, and only with limit breaks will he go down to a 14 turn cooldown. And limit breaking him is going to take a long time, but acquiring him is not going to take that long. So don't worry if you want to use him as captain, it's all Gucci. But if you want to use him as a sub, it's going to take a little bit longer, in fact a much longer time, to get those around 1,000,000 points I think you need to get him to that max level. Now guys, I cut out the other mini boss fights because they're very easy. You don't need any help on that. Now here, be very careful. The button I just pressed in the bottom right hand side, and if you do press the left button after on that menu, it will mean you skip the Arlong battle. So do not press that button. That is basically saying, would you like to complete this area without fighting a boss? So do not click that button. Instead, what you should be clicking is the left hand button when you get back to the Arlong screen. Create the team that you want to rock with and go ahead and challenge Arlong, or whoever the boss is, Mr. Zero it might be, depending on which one you choose to start on. Now, take the boss a little bit more seriously, like the main boss. Don't just stick your way through like I did with the mini bosses. He won't go down that easy. I don't want to set you guys up into a trap where you think you can just stick your way to the boss and then it turns out he does something disgusting under 20%. So do go in with all your specials. If you have all your specials, you're going to be absolutely fine, because nonetheless it is still pretty easy as of now. Now, for the time being, this will complete the very basics of treasure map game mode or adventure game mode. It's not too difficult right now, and that's simply because Bandai are just testing the water. Everyone is still relatively low pirate level. The recommended pirate level for this is only 110, even for the highest level, I believe. So don't think that this is an accurate representation of what's really going on. You do get rewarded at the end, guys. The way rewards work is you accumulate points, and the total number of points you have will earn you certain amounts of rewards. You don't use your points to buy stuff. It just means once you beat a certain threshold of points, as you guys can see I'm showing you here, it will show you when the next award is and how many points you need for that next reward. And Mihawk, to get him to the max level or the max skill level, it's going to take around 100,000 points. But I believe once you beat Mihawk on the Mihawk Island, he gives around 20,000 points per run, so not too difficult to get 1 million over a course of maybe 2 weeks. Very much doable. Right now it is 2 times EXP as I am making this video, but be sure to check the schedule out or the description down below, as it will tell you which dates will give you 2 times EXP, not 2 times EXP, sorry, 2 times treasure map points. Do use your gems if you are going to refill for stamina on those dates. And thank you guys for watching. I'm pretty sure that's everything that I need to cover right now. I will be making more videos on this. I hope this has helped you guys. Please let me know if you would like to know anything else. And thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.